You know something? You are enough. I know you're thinking, yeah, whatever. But you really are enough. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, you already have it within you to do it. Sure, maybe you might need to learn a little something of this and a little something of that. But honestly, if you want to achieve a certain goal, you have the ability right inside of you. The biggest obstacle you have, however, is right up here. It's that negative mental chatter that stops us from achieving our goals. And it's natural. And it's there on purpose to keep you safe and protected. It's in our DNA to save you. So why is that the way it is? It's because way back, we needed to have protection so that we wouldn't just head out into the forest and then get eaten by a lion. We needed a mechanism to keep us safe. So we may have had this goal of, oh my gosh, I noticed that there was a honey hive up in that tree over there, and I want to get the honey because it's so delicious. And so we had this goal of getting that honey. But then that little negative chatter would come in our heads and say, but if you get the honey, you're going to get stung by bees, right? But we know that we have ways to get the honey without getting stung by bees. But our mind is set up to protect us. It's like, I have this goal. I want to see around that boulder because there might be a new water spring over there, or there might be a new mountain, or maybe a beautiful field of daisies that I want to see. But there are lions lurking around. And so our brain is like, don't go there because you're just going to get eaten by lions. And it stops us from our goals, even though we have the capability of protecting ourselves so that we can see the flowers, we can get to the new stream of water, we can climb those mountains without getting eaten by lions. But it's in our DNA to first focus on the bad stuff to protect us. However, fast forward into our lives now, most of us do not need to worry about lions. The majority of us don't even need to worry about bees. I realize some of you need to worry about bees and possibly lions. My point is, now that we are at this stage where we have civilized ourselves enough to find ways to protect ourselves, we no longer need those instinctive negative mind chatters keeping us from our goals. We can now actually achieve our goals. But the way to do that is we need to be on top of that mental chatter. And the very first thing you need to do is just notice it. When that negative thought comes in your head saying, you're not good enough, nobody wants to learn from you, who do you think you are to do that? Other people can do that, but you can't do that. You're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not healthy enough, you're not sexy enough. Whatever it is that is holding you back is there trying to protect you, but not helping you achieve your goal. But now that you notice it, you can say, you know what? Thank you for trying to protect me, but that information is faulty. I don't need that anymore. I'm okay. I've got this. And it's hard to stay on top of our mindset, especially if we don't know what our subliminal negative fears and thoughts are. Maybe it's negative money ideas. Maybe it's negative self-talk. Maybe it's self-worth issues. We don't know. So we need to find out what is the negative block that is holding you back from achieving success. And luckily, there are tools like my friend Natalie Ledwell. She is such a sweetheart. She's put together a quiz that helps you figure out what your mental block is. And once you know what your mental block is, then you have something to work with. And then there are tools to help you overcome those things. If you want, I'll put a link to her quiz below. It's free. And it takes like all of, I think, 30 seconds. It's really short. But it helps you just to really understand what is your mental block so that you can then overcome it. And then a couple of ways to overcome this mental block once you know specifically what is holding you back. Why are you stopping yourself from achieving success, even though you know you are enough, is to use tools like meditation. And I know, woo-woo, right? No, meditation literally just means stopping and noticing the present moment. There are guided meditations, or you can literally just sit back and feel the chair, breathe the air, and be aware of your surrounding and just pause for a moment. It can be that simple. But I do find it a lot easier when I use a guided meditation or a music meditation. I really enjoy the 3D meditations. And actually, one of my favorite meditations is from Natalie. It's her money magnet meditation, and is really cool. I'll put a link for it down below for you. Another tool that you can do to help your mind stay focused on what you want to achieve is to create a vision board. Maybe you've heard of a vision board before. If not, it's just putting together a bunch of photos that describe the end result that you're looking for. Do you want to build your dream home? Then you'd find images that represent approximately the kind of dream home you want. Do you want to get yourself a car? You find images. And the really cool thing is you can actually superimpose yourself into those images, or you can go to a car dealership and take a test drive and have a friend take some pictures of you in the car, and you put that on your vision board. Maybe it's because you want to donate to your favorite charities. So you'd have images that represent you helping whatever the charity is. Whatever your goal is, whether it's a new job level or a new business or just better relationship with your family and friends, you create images because our brain works with images that represent the end result you want. And you avoid using words like I want, because that means you don't have it. Instead, you use a word like I'm so grateful now that I have, even if you don't have it yet. And that tricks your mind into thinking, oh, I am supposed to have this thing, but it doesn't seem to be here. So maybe I should start noticing the opportunities that will make that thing a reality. So meditations, vision boards, I really love. It's my favorite. I've been using them since like 2007. And Natalie's got this mind movie software. And what it does is it takes your vision board and it turns it into a digital short little movie. And I love it because there's sound and there's little psychological tricks inside the movie, like the fact that as your goals show up, they slowly appear towards you, which makes it feel like you're actually stepping inside that goal rather than it, going away, which means I'm losing that goal, right? Like little subliminal messages. They even have subliminal messaging in the audio if you want it, with words like you are enough, you deserve happiness, you are rich, you are abundant, you are giving, you are generous. And you can have that subliminally in there to help your mind really program itself. Again, totally optional. But I love it because if you start your day watching your mind movie, you get so excited and ready for the day. Like your attitude towards your day makes your day. And then before you go to sleep at night, you watch it again and it just sets your mind up so that when you go to sleep, your mind is focused on the end result. And it is incredible what your mind will come up with during your sleep to help you solve the issues and the obstacles that you have so you can achieve your success. Anyway, these are a couple of tools that I use to help me achieve my goals. I've been using them literally since 2007. I absolutely love them. And it's that simple. Noticing your words, readjusting them, saying, thank you, I appreciate you trying to protect me. That information is no longer necessary. You may go. And then reprogramming the wording. And so instead of saying, who are you to help these people? Who are you to achieve this goal? You switch it around and go, who am I not to do this, right? Like I can make such a change for people. The knowledge I have could help so many others. It would be very rude and selfish of me not to share it. I see you start changing how you're talking to yourself, meditating, just taking a moment to pause, to get into the moment, using guided meditations to reprogram your mind, right? Having a vision board and put it somewhere you're going to see it a lot. I mean, literally you could put it in the bathroom on the mirror because you're probably going to go there the most during the day, right? Or maybe on your kitchen fridge or on a wall by your desk. And to make it fun, you can create like a mind movie. But the very first thing you need to do, and I'll put links to some of the tools I use down below. Actually, I put together an entire PDF of all the tools. I'm going to just put that link down for you so you have everything right there. One of the things you need to do first before you start doing any of those is to figure out what is your mental block so that you know what it is that you're working on. So I'll have that link to Natalie's quiz, free, like 30 seconds, and it's your starting point. I hope that was really helpful. And if you want to see how to actually make your own mind movie, I've got a video in here showing you the software. It's really fun. I'll see you over here.